Work hard, play hard, couch hard.
You're not gonna like what I'm about to say next. I couldn't take or left Arnold. That scene.
Fuck you. Fuck you, man. Fuck off.
Alright, episode's
How
done.
many gunshots are gonna go off?
Yes. I like it more than part one.
Yeah, he does. Just a little silence for that.
Just like you like Aliens 2 over Alien.
Oh,
You're an idiot.
hello? Oh,
They're
yeah.
not- That actually hurts. But he does know he likes Terminator Genesis better. I'm joking. Ow! Ow!
That hurt?
Ow! Yes, that hurts. I've got no hair.
Did I get you from here?
Yeah, here, watch. Look.
Supposed to hit you.
Okay, it's good. I'm giving you brain tremors.
That's good.
All right. Greetings, good morning, good evening, and salutations to everybody out there. Welcome back to the studio. We've had a crazy month of Halloween masks.
Yeah, man.
Myers masks, Psycho Mom's masks, and just great,
We had Leatherface, we had Jason.
great Halloween content for the month of October, obviously. Our favorite month. I think our studio's favorite month. A lot of different content. I'd like to give a big shout out to our editor and idea content creators out there. This man for the time. Big shout out to Gabe out there. Half of the material you saw was Gabe's collection and part of the Couchhard's family.
Contributed a lot of creative ideas as well. Just making it horror and more macabre and mad. It was beautiful. Thank you, man.
Yes, thank you very much. Great. Yes.
Thank you to the Spaniard for our Couchhard exclusive second stab H1 mask rehaul. Yeah! Couchhard!
Yes.
Mask hard! Yes! Thank you, brother.
So again, guys, thank you to Gabe out there, and thank you to the Spaniard for participating with us and showcasing your pieces and allowing us to showcase what you have. So, in saying so, guys, we're going back to our Couchhard roots, where we kind of first began and have evolved, obviously. We are doing a set piece for the specific fans out there of, Al, tell them.
Well,
What
the
are-
Terminator and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
The Dark Fate.
Yeah, we're gonna go off of that one. We just saw it, and it sparked a lot of heavy conversation, a lot of deep ideas, and just, we can go on for days about it. So we just wanted to kind of share our feelings with that, and just overall with the whole franchise, I think. I don't know if, we know these films inside out. I'm obsessed with him and that franchise, so, let's just see where this goes, because I have a lot to say.
It is going to be...
So this is like a cumulative
There
kind
you
of like
go.
grounded thoughts.
Yes.
On the movie.
So, I'm interested to see where this goes.
Yeah.
This movie touches the hearts of the Couchhard crew. Whether it's negative or positive, we're gonna find out. And again, it was great to see Arnold Schwarzenegger on the screen. If this may be his last movie, then God bless him for that, because that was friggin' I liked it.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, okay, so without further ado, we're gonna get this episode on the go.
Let's do the song.
And yeah, I hope you guys are still watching. So stay tuned through what we gotta do.
Good.
Yeah, whenever.
Alright.
When you're feeling down, you got frowns, turn on Couchhard. A pair of dudes for all your flutes today on Couchhard. We're yakking along, write this song with no direction. We're broke as fuck, down in your blood, then hit that thumbs up. So we're here for you, just as two, doesn't matter what we say or do. Just remember that we're here to chat every day, we're couching up. Anyways, guys, okay, so I'm going to bring up this question to him, and it's either going to stir the pot or it's going to... I'm curious to see what happens. Judging from his original conversation, he doesn't know how he feels. But he does know he likes Terminator Genesis better. I'm joking. Ow! Ow!
That hurt?
Ow! Yes, that hurts. I got no hair.
Did I get you from here?
Yeah, here, watch. Look.
Supposed to hit you.
Okay, it's good. I'm gonna give you brain tremors.
That's good.
Guys, Terminator: Dark Fate, featuring Arnold Schwarzenegger and Linda Hamilton, premiered on November 1st.
Yeah.
Apparently, let's talk about the numbers here. It's bombing.
Yeah.
So, how much was this movie? How much this movie make, and how much was it supposed to make in order to either break even or make profit? This is numbers, guys. For anybody who's actually interested in this stuff, we don't really care.
Yeah, we
to be
don't
honest
really
with
give
you,
a fuck.
but some people do. So I guess it's info that is relevant to you. So we're trying to make it relevant as possible.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Dark Fate needs to earn around 450 million to break even. So that's with advertising and with all that other garbage, right?
Okay.
But it's predicted that it will earn 180 million to 200 million globally.
That's terrible.
That is terrible, man. That's awful.
So okay, what does that say for the franchise? It's gonna kill it, or does it matter?
Dude,
Did Genesis do good?
internationally it did.
Really?
But they always, even this one's going to do the same. All the money's going to come from overseas.
Yeah.
Because it does well there. It's here that they always fail. I don't know, man.
Everybody cares about Marvel. I'm saying,
further.
does this money reflect?
Yeah.
Does the money it's currently have made reflect the future of another sequel, or is it completely just fire down the hole?
I think it's done.
You think it's done?
Yeah, I know. This headline, this is from comingsoon.net. I've been going there since, oh my god, the year 2000. So I found them by accident, and they became this huge site. Anyway, number one movie, Dark Fate, Terminator Dark Fate, self-terminates at the box office. I'm like, I had to read it twice. I'm like, huh?
Remove my system's core reactor.
It's like, I cannot self-terminate.
You just did, apparently.
Apparently just did. So, in what looks to be the final nail in the coffin for the Terminator franchise, the sixth and latest, Terminator Dark Fate has bombed with an estimated 29 million domestic pull. That's here. Still good enough to give it the number one slot. Poor performance comes after early opening tracking estimates around 40 million. So that fell short hard. Hard short. Yeah, here, this is what I wanted to say. According to the Hollywood Reporter, production partners Skydance Media, Paramount Pictures, 20th Century Fox, who is Disney, it says here Disney, who each put up 30% of the budget, and China's Tencent, a 10% stake, stand to collectively lose between 110 and 130 million, depending on how the film performs overseas. Anyways, I think that's enough for numbers, but...
Okay. So, to me, that means nothing. Personally, to me,
yeah.
it means nothing, because
No.
I don't care. What I want to talk about is how every other individual cares. Mostly, I would assume, is how well was the movie as a whole.
Yeah.
Now, guys, just to give you a little heads up, it is going to have spoilers.
Yeah.
So, just in case you didn't read it in the title, it is going to have spoilers. This is an aftermath review, or aftermath and our thoughts on it, okay? So, these are for people who actually have taken the time to actually watch us, and we are attributing our show to those people. So, in saying so, this is going to have spoilers, guys. Now, we're not going to divulge too much of the movie, but it's going to have moments where we will say what we don't like. In saying so, rate the movie from 1 to 10. We'll start with that. What's your review?
You go first.
I rate the movie...
It's not a good sign. I don't want to go first.
Okay. So, I'm going to give the movie a 7 to 7.5. What about this movie I really enjoyed was, first and foremost, Gabriel Luna. I've never seen you in anything else before in my life. Great job. Whoever coached you and trained you and... Dude, I'm going to say this. You stand beside Robert Patrick for me. The T-1000 was a villain of villains of its time. Your performance on the Rev 9, which is the Terminator model, by the way, guys, is a Rev 9. We don't know the details. We gotta look at fandom pages and all that kind of stuff to educate ourselves on what the Rev 9 is and all that. And it's not Skynet anymore, which is a problem. It's a problem for us. It's Legion. Hey, Legion. Whatever. It's not Skynet. So Gabriel Luna, fantastic job. That was my rating.
See, look, I was very entertained. And I always like to go with a rating that says how entertained I am.
But you go to the movies to get entertained, right?
Right. That's where my ratings stem from. But then, as we'll go on, you'll see... there was a few people I've already been speaking to, and they're like, dude, it doesn't sound like you like the movie.
Okay.
Because then when I get into it, and I dissect, and I show how I feel about each and every piece of dialogue and everything they did... It doesn't sound like it's the number I'm about to say. It's like a 6 to a 6.5.
So
very entertaining, you know what I mean, for the most part. But it's just other things that it's hard to get past.
All right, we're gonna rip the Band-Aid off. Never mind his bullshit talk, Al. I can't wait to see him get pissed. All right, Al. This movie was fucking great, and you're an idiot for not liking it. Okay. I'm glad he was only in it for 20 minutes.
Okay.
All right. I'm winding it up. Okay, Al. You gotta get into it.
Winding it up.
What don't you like about it? Let's go. What did you like about it? Go ahead.
My brain's gonna explode. Okay. They have Arnold in it. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's not in the whole thing, which is where I think, T3. We can get into this. We're gonna get into this, but like, even though they had Arnold in it. That movie was just...
I just came from the Mojave Desert with my tan.
My Kripsky's baby.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. He's shooting up animal drugs, man.
I hate machines. What's wrong with this thing? Like, oh, my God. Like, who's writing this? Like...
Not Terminator fans.
Oh, man. Dude, me and you could do a better job. From 3 to part 6, we could write a better movie. You understand that? I want you to know, fans, couchhard fans, and just Terminator fans and everybody, we could do a better job.
Probably.
If we had the money and the resources and all the other things that would allow us to have that opportunity...
We're not talking about T3. What are you going on about right now?
All right. Okay, it has Arnold, but he's only in like 25 to 30 minutes of the thing. I haven't calculated it, but that's what it felt like. It has Linda Hamilton. Linda Hamilton's back. This is the first time she's returned since the first two. That was huge for me. And they were both great. They nailed it. You know what I mean? Like, I loved it. And then there was a few surprises, like Mackenzie Davis from Vancouver. God bless, great job. And like you said, the Rev 9, badass.
Yeah, it was good.
Badassery at its best. You know what I mean? Like, without spoiling too much of his abilities and, all of that stuff, just, wow, what a presence.
No, he did a great job. He had the face like that, that Robert Patrick face, that emptiness of the stare, that like kind of machine stare. But he also had a quirkiness.
Dude, he was charming. He was charming.
He had this thing to him, like, But they explained it because when he killed somebody, he took their skin.
Yeah.
He took their memories. He took their identity.
Did they say that?
Well, it did because he's talking about the Afghanistan war when he's dressed up as a soldier. Then as he was dressed up as a cop, he was talking like a cop. So it's like he was adaptive. But by wearing...
I really picked that up. I
picked that up. Okay. So when he was wherever he killed, and then he infiltrated and he became them.
That's pretty cool.
It seemed like he was that person. He was able to be that person.
And the voice changed. Yes. Yeah. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
it's
pretty
the same as the T1000.
He's quicker.
Yeah, he did it faster. So he's a more advanced model. But that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm not knocking Robert Patrick's performance.
My favorite scene, and it can stand right next to the first two. And this is about the only thing for me that can really...
That's fine.
Like, got me going. I'm like, it gave me that... It had the score. It had the way they look... What they did, guys, they de-aged okay, Linda Hamilton and Arnold Schwarzenegger, to 1998, around there, or they look just like in T2.
Yeah.
And they also had Edward Furlong in there. Now, I don't know if he was on set or if they did it with CG. I'm pretty sure they have the capability to just scan his face and put it on some kid.
But they had to probably ask him.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And he's like, probably, that's good.
So there's this scene where Arnold, he shows up at some beach, right?
It looks like they're on a resort or something.
Yeah, in 98. She was just chilling with John, right? And then Arnold shows up, those sunglasses.
He was on a beach.
Those sunglasses, like, oh my god, like, and he was like, he was ripped, guys. He was just, all three of them looked great.
Yeah.
The effects, God, man, wow. You know what I mean? For the most part, the whole movie kept up with that. There was a couple of scenes where it was a little...
Yeah.
So, anyway, about this scene. He terminates. He kills John Connor in front of Sarah Connor.
This is what, like, the whole past...
Just like...
And he's...
Stone-faced bad guy, like the T-800, the evil T-800.
It's like part one.
We haven't seen that since part one. I'm like,
That's the direction we're starting. This is gonna have it has a good future.
You know? Yeah. And that is what I took from this movie. That, you know, and it's sad because they didn't go further with that. I understand they're trying... The thing is, they try to always bring it to now, and they want to make 2 more movies. Oh, we want to do a trilogy. Fuck trilogy, man. Make one good movie.
Yeah.
Why trilogy all the time?
Because it's numbers. That's why I said...
Oh, man, numbers. Yeah, numbers.
Yeah, numbers. So that's why I said talking about the numbers, right?
Like, oh,
very good. You just foreshadowed it, see?
Oh.
So, guys...
Anyway, so yeah, that was my favorite part of the movie. We talked about Linda Hamilton and so Red 9, Sick.
Explain the timeline after the first scene.
Timeline, okay. So that first scene happens. John Connor's dead, okay? But they've saved the world and all that after T2. So now, essentially what happens is the responsibility. Like, Skynet's development was just turned into Legion, so it was delayed.
Yeah.
People, men and women keep, and women keep developing this technology for automated missile defense and all the rest of the stuff.
It's like what we're doing every day. It's like this talking Alexa.
It keeps going, right? Now, the responsibility of John Connor's being a savior and all of this has been transferred to someone else. Yeah. Okay? Her name is Dani Ramos.
That was her name? Oh, I didn't get that.
We'll talk about more that later, but so yeah, it's been transferred, and now everybody is after her, right? Whether protecting or trying to assassinate.
It's like T2 story all over again with another type of AI.
I mean, see, the thing is, dude, I don't mind that. But
no, I'm just saying in a nutshell.
Yes, it's you know what? It went back to the basics in a way, and it went that way.
They introduced. What's her name there? Grace.
Yes, Mackenzie Davis.
They introduced her character name is Grace. Yeah. They introduced Grace, who is an augmented human being.
Sam Worthington. Yeah. In Terminator Salvation.
Bless you. Bless you. You need a drink? Take a drink. Water. So, her character is an augmented human, designed for fighting Legion's Terminators. John Connor's resistance was a straight-up military fighting Skynet. So that's the comparison, but an evolutionary stage. So, essentially, the story is John Connor's dead. This girl, Dani Ramos, is the next John Connor. And a Terminator from Legion is sent back in time before she starts this rebellion to eliminate her, to pretty much terminate her, eliminate her. So it's John Connor's story all over again. I don't know how much more to tell you this. If this is geared towards Terminator fans, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so the problem is some of the execution of this was very forgetful.
5 writers. I want to mention that before you keep going. 5 writers of the screenplay. Okay, Cameron contributed the pieces of the story. 5 different writers, though, for the screenplay.
Which is a problem, you can tell.
And that is going to be in throughout what we're talking about, what we don't.
I think it's throughout all movies nowadays.
Well, with that many writers, definitely.
Yeah.
If you have one or two,
More of a consistent write.
yeah, consistent rhythm,
Yeah.
consistent tone,
Yeah.
right? So anyway,
So as the movie progresses, obviously what happens? Rev 9 comes. Grace is sent back. Grace is sent back by Danny Ramos in the future.
she's Kyle Reese, guys.
She's pretty much Kyle Reese.
So Danny Ramos.
But she's
is John
badass.
Connor. No, she is badass.
She did a great.
She's badass.
Dude,
I said that from the
she's
beginning.
A big girl too. She's
Yeah.
what, 6'3"? She's a big.
Dude, you see her next to Arnold?
She stood taller than him, I thought.
I'm like,
And she didn't wear she wasn't wearing any
no.
steel toe, high top
yeah.
boots or anything like that. But dude, she did a great job.
Yeah.
But there's a but.
Canadian girl.
I did not like how she took shots at Linda Hamilton. I did not like that. I
is it?
feel like they're just trying to ram down
Hey,
my
like-
throat.
Yeah.
Out with the old and in with the new.
Uh-huh.
I'm so tired. Like, why did you call Linda Hamilton if you're just gonna rip into her?
That's why. You're getting in there, man. Exactly.
Like, why? It's like
Exactly.
Terminator Genesis. You know, it had a potential. It had 27-minute potential to be the best Terminator out there, and I agreed to that. I said to that because that first 27 minutes of the beginning was great.
Sick.
It was great.
Yeah.
Okay? Then all of a sudden, old Terminator.
Old.
This. Old obsolete. Why did you get Arnold to do pretty much 90% of the movie
Yeah.
if you're just gonna insult somebody?
Yeah.
Why? I don't understand. To get laughs? Because laughing sells? What are the numbers again? Yeah, laughing sells. Let me tell you. So, you Linda Hamilton from God knows where she's been. Get her trained. Get her to be the Sarah Connor she
looked great.
was from
She looked
Judgment
great
Day.
in that
okay?
movie.
Did
Oh
you
my
see the
God.
last scene when she was wet? And she was holding her arm. I was like, I was watching Judgment Day all over
Yeah,
again.
man.
I'm saying the movie had such potential of great.
Yeah.
Of taking Terminator 2 Judgment Day and making it amazing all over again. Okay. I don't want a clone of T2. I don't want it. I
Don't even try, these guys.
No. What I want is a movie that can stand beside it and continue it. Grace's character was what's her name? Mackenzie Davis
Yeah.
portrayed Grace.
Yeah.
Portrayed Kyle Reese very well. She did a great job. Her aggressiveness on screen, she was on screen, she was very commanding.
Yeah.
Grace grasps me from her opening scene.
I remember, you said it, you leaned to me, he's like, this is badass. When she showed up there and destroyed those police officers.
Her opening scene was commanding.
Yeah.
This is the reference I make to everybody. I believe that James Cameron himself said this. If you can't love a character or have feelings for them, whether it's hate or love, you don't have an audience.
You don't have a movie.
And
Yeah, you got nothing.
honestly, he is so damn right. And I live by those words when I watch a movie. If I don't love a character, I'm disconnected.
Yeah.
This movie had great pacing.
Yeah.
Had great pacing. The pacing was done very well.
Very well.
And I would say Mackenzie Davis killed the role. She did a fantastic job.
Very well.
Say you're not a Linda Hamilton fan, fine. Say you're not an Arnold Schwarzenegger, fine. Watch it for Mackenzie Davis. Mackenzie Davis and Gabriel Luna stole this movie.
Yeah.
They did a fantastic job for two new actors and actresses. Fantastic job.
And
how they were scouted.
It brought something to the movie.
How they were scouted, how they were taught to be. And I've seen some footage and behind the scenes of Gabriel in the gym with Arnold beside him.
Yeah.
And I think Arnold kind of coached him a bit.
Yeah.
And it's like, he really wanted to be that T-1000.
Yeah.
He really wanted to be that Robert Patrick but did his own way. He blew me away. And I was so happy to see that villains can still have a memorable scene.
Yeah, I know.
That's what it comes down to. Okay, the CG was pretty top notch.
The effects were pretty.
The CG was pretty top notch.
Guys, a Terminator film has to be absolutely, positively, unmistakably airtight.
Yes, you can't look on screen and go, that looks
There's
kind of
no room for that looks kind of shit.
But they did have they had a
They
couple.
did.
They
did have some frenetic
I was supposed
moments.
to say that.
That's
Cool.
a key word. Okay?
If you guys haven't noticed, the good is done. The good that we're talking
Well,
about.
okay, so we segued in. The effects were pretty much good. Now we're segueing into the back.
So now we're going to talk about the CG. Was great. But the frenetic scene in that plane made me sick to my stomach. Where they're just where the where the Rev 9 hits their plane, the C-130, and then all of a sudden they're flying through the cockpit.
Yeah, the
this
gravity
is flying
thing.
through the
Oh,
cockpit.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
jumping. And it's like, why are we doing this
Yeah,
right now? Can we
yeah.
just get off and just land? Like, too much.
No, but you know why. See, it is too much. I agree, 100%. That scene was like them trying
Yeah.
to outdo
Yeah.
the other movies. I'm like, why don't you try to just add a little?
Yeah.
Don't outdo. Yeah. Because you could tell they're trying. They're trying too hard.
That scene felt like the bus scene from Genesis.
Exactly.
Too much.
That bus scene was awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
Okay, so, I mean, I found that to be a problem. Like, the freneticness was about a problem.
Yeah. You can't have that in a Terminator film, man. It's gotta be tight.
They had too much of Gabriel Luna getting hit in the same frame where his skin would open up on the eye. We never got to see him.
I was gonna say the same thing. It was very repetitive that way.
Like
not in the good way.
He would get hit and his eye shows.
Not in the good way. Because the T-1000 got hit a million times, but you never said, again.
But it's also,
again,
it wasn't overly done.
Yeah.
Like, he got shot a lot. He got a couple spears through him.
Yeah.
In this one, he gets shot a lot. He gets spears through him, gets hit by certain ways. But it just was... They did too much of it. And that's not Gabriel Luna. That's the CG. That's just the CG department. And like, they didn't explain him at all.
No.
Like, what is a
what
Rev 9?
What does Rev mean?
Yeah, what is the Rev 9? What are
what
they?
I thought of? I thought it was like, not that like Reverend, because Legion.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
maybe.
But no explanation? Again, we're gonna explain it in the trilogy.
I don't want that.
See? More of that bullshit. That's what I felt like. I'm like, so you didn't explain what Rev meant. We know what T means. Yeah. It's obvious. Yeah. When Cameron said T-800.
Yeah.
Or the T-1000.
Yeah, Terminator.
We know.
800 series.
Rev, what the fuck?
We don't know.
Like,
we don't know, and that's
revolutions of the
that's what I'm saying.
Engine.
They didn't explain him, and also, we never got a still shot of him with battle damage. He got hit and then it healed right away. It was never
so you're saying it should kind of chill.
Yeah, like I want to see a little bit more prosthetics on the guy.
Oh yeah.
Like, dude, at one point he was half a robot. At one point he was half a robot. Yeah. But you notice how it was the actor and then that clone would join him.
Yeah.
What the hell was that about? Why is it? Who's the brain? Is Gabriel Luna the main Terminator? And he's a clone? Like, I don't understand
I'll
that.
Explain. I think they both have individual processors. I don't think there's a master. I think they both are two separate things. They just go together and then they can divide and conquer. That's how I took it. Because,
or are they splitting the CPU?
The liquid metal, the T-1000, always needed a processor.
Yeah.
So it can't just go on its own.
Yeah.
Right? Like, obviously, this is going off of Genesis's...
but it felt like the other one was an autopilot CPU.
The lore.
But the other one, but the clone of him, who wasn't Gabriel, the skeleton, was like an autopilot.
I don't think so.
Dude, because when he was flying the plane, he separated. At that point, he was just flying the plane. Same as the truck. Same as when he was attacking, he was just... Like, he didn't have the... When he got hit, it was just down.
The ferocity, you mean?
Like, Gabriel, when he got
motivation?
hit... Gabriel got hit, he got back up. That robot got hit, it was just down on the ground. And then it just stood up, remember?
Yes.
It didn't seem like it had a brain.
So it always wanted to get back to him.
Yes.
Kind of, okay.
It just felt... That's what I'm saying. It didn't explain this to us.
Well, it did. We're just filling in the gaps.
This is a problem.
I'm telling you what I think.
And I'm telling you what I think. That's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
That bothered me. Now...
I'm not saying mystery isn't good.
No, it's
because Cameron didn't explain. No, he didn't explain what liquid metal is.
I don't want to be spoon-fed.
Just a little. I want to know what Rev is.
What's Legion?
Cameron, if you see this garbage, tell us what this means. Yeah. Or Tim Miller. Yeah, the chief. Do you hear?
I don't
Oh,
care.
they clashed, guys. Tim Miller and James Cameron. This is from Keith Action, okay? They were clashing. James is like, yeah, here's some ideas, man. You know, the God, James Cameron, comes to my office and says, here's some ideas. Even if it's on some goddamn napkin and it's 5 words, I'd be like, thank you, James Cameron. Thank you. And kiss his feet. And that's all there is to it. And the script is that napkin with 5 words on it. Okay, that's it. 5 words, 5 lines. I don't care. Okay? So Tim Miller comes in here. He's like, yeah. Thanks, James Cameron, but I'm good. I'm going to make my own movie. I have a vision. I have my own vision. Gareth Edwards and Ryan Johnson much? Huh?
Okay.
Anyways, so yeah, they clashed, and Tim Miller made this movie more shit than it had to be. He threw away some of James's ideas. He's like, yeah. Who's Tim Miller? Deadpool wasn't that good.
I'm not arguing
right?
with Deadpool.
I was the one who liked it more than you. I'm saying right now,
I'm getting to wear a shield right now.
Deadpool
He's spitting all over me. He's fucking Murtaugh right now. Fans spitting all over my face right now.
I don't run on anybody, especially the fans. Like goddamn good explanation.
So going back to this, guys. Okay, continue. Okay, another part for me I didn't like. Another thing that I didn't like. Natalia Reyes.
Yeah.
Has been casted as the John Connor role. She was just a line worker at a factory. Okay, she made car parts. That was her character. Danny Ramos, that was her character. And she suddenly came under attack, and Grace is there to protect her. The whole movie.
I loved how that, just like you said,
that
started right at the beginning. Great.
She was completely dumbfounded, lost, was completely devoid of words. They care about killing my brother and they kill my dad and yada 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 yada. Thank God it was said during an action scene or it just happened to make me feel escalated happiness, because if it was all about that, I would be even more pissed. Mm-hmm. Danny Ramos, to me, was the weakest link of this entire movie. I did not feel her presence. I did not believe her acting. Then there was a flashback. So the reason why Grace is protecting her.
Oh, that scene.
They dropped.
Oh.
She dropped a huge line
Awful.
That's supposed to be like what Terminator's iconic for. There is no fate in what we make. And she used it. But she didn't use it. She just said the words. There's no fate in what we make. It was like, what? What? Linda Hamilton carved that in the table.
Yeah.
And stabbed it with a combat knife.
Yeah.
And she's like, there's no fate in what we make. I was like, wow.
It was very
This is what
casual.
This is what was important. It's like, yeah, there's no fate but what we make. Exactly. That's what the whole Terminator is all about. In order to protect your life, you gotta do something about it. It doesn't just happen. That's exactly what she wrote. That's why Linda Hamilton's character, Sarah Connor, was badass. Because she took her fate into her own hands and hunted the Terminators and killed them. There is no fate but what we make. Okay? Her character, completely devoid of it. Then there was a flashback to whatever year it was. It didn't even tell us the year. You know that, right?
No, I was gonna add that.
We don't know what time zone. We don't know what time frame.
Anything.
Okay?
Well, she said 2042 that she's from there, but that was when she was older.
Yeah.
Grace.
Yes. Grace.
So we don't know.
We don't know. Anyways, she shows up as a prophet type thing who rescues Grace from a bunch of, I guess, marauders who want to kill or take her for her food, because it's a time where there's no food, poverty, machines are hunting humans. Stuff that the Terminator fans already know. She shows up, she fights the two, and all of a sudden she does this, and she walks out, and her, 100 army soldiers pop out of the rocks.
Dude, when she's like,
Yeah.
I'm like,
It was not believable.
but the acting, like you
It was
said,
the acting.
and the writing.
Yeah.
That scene, guys, really is that one scene, guys, really rubbed me the wrong way. Where they were on the no fate but what we make thing. But I have to mention another piece of dialogue.
Oh, God.
Okay?
Yeah.
I'm raised
I
by
know which
women.
one.
I have to say this. I'm raised by women, guys. I love women. I respect women 100%. My three favorite female heroines. Linda Hamilton as Sarah Connor, Sigourney Weaver as Ellen Ripley, and Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode.
Yes.
To name a few, there are a bunch, but those are the
And
ones.
Helen. And Helen.
Oh, and True Lies.
Okay, and Helen.
The bridge is out! That line of dialogue, that scene was awful. Like he said already, he covered it. Where they flash back and she's like,
Oh, God.
the damn machines, this and that. I'm like,
Yeah.
it just made me vomit up in my mouth a little bit. I'm like, this is not working for me. It's not a Terminator movie anymore. Like, that's what this bad dialogue does to me. It takes me right out of it, man. Out. You know what I mean? I'm like, just give me the script and I'll fix it. I'll do it myself. You know? Anyway, so they're on the plane and Grace says this big reveal, right? Because they all think that Danny Ramos is going to be the mother of the savior.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what or Sarah Connor was
Yeah.
implying. And now Grace was keeping this information and she says, again, spoilers, she says, you're not going to be the mother of some man who saves the world. You save the world.
Yeah.
I'm like, hold on here. James Cameron would never.
No, that's not James Cameron's movie.
No, but why would you write it that way? Why did you have to do it that way?
Relevancy.
You know what I mean?
I'm just being devil's advocate here.
You have to be strong. Don't tell me you're strong.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you're a strong woman. Be a strong woman.
Yeah.
And that scene was horribly written, but that one line really jumped out at me. And I was shaking my head.
No fate
I was
for
like,
what
oh
we
yeah,
make.
and then it
Oh,
ended
God.
with that. It ended with that.
There's no
so
fate in what we
I was
make.
already coming off of that line, and then they shit all over that line, the one that was already established, and then they
A lot of flushing. Natalia Reyes. I don't know anything about her. I don't know where she's been. I can get educated on it. To be honest with you, I don't really care. And it's not because I don't care. I can tell you a million actors I don't care for either. You know what I'm saying? You want to impress me and you want to get my attention to me researching your movies, I need a performance from you. This was not her performance.
No.
This was not good. There were scenes where I believed her when she was crying about her dad and her brother, which she did a great job. Yes, she played better as the innocent girl
yes.
than she did as
But
a leader.
Maybe there's 5 writers again. 5 writers, guys.
Well,
maybe there's different guys'
Al.
approaches.
But Al,
right?
at the end of the day, when I watch a movie, I see an hour or 2 hours, whatever the length is. I don't see 5 writers. I'm hoping to see
one thing.
Consistency.
Yes, consistency.
And she played great as the innocent
Yes.
bystander who lost her family, who wants revenge. Fine.
Yeah.
But she did not stand out to me as John Connor,
Yeah.
the prophet of mankind,
man, yeah.
to save us from the machines. She didn't stand out like
Nope.
that. And that, to me, took away from the movie. It took away from performances. It took away from intensity of the scenes.
Took away from believing it.
Yes. And for me, that's
And
where...
accepting it
Yeah, I didn't believe
into the franchise.
Yeah, I didn't...
You know?
I didn't like it. It's the same as Amelia Clarke as Sarah Connor
Oh boy.
and Jason Clarke as John Connor.
Oh boy.
Awful performances. And I watched Game of Thrones, guys, and she nailed Daenerys Targaryen. She nailed it. She was great. But
Yeah,
casted
okay.
as Sarah Connor, it just wasn't for her. And this is the problem with Natalia Reyes. And unfortunately, we saw too much of her on scene that it took away from, let's say...
The greater whole.
Sure, let's say background story. Let's say, where does Grace come from? More about her. More Arnold screen time.
Oh.
There's a lot of scenes that were taken away from it to focus on her. Unnecessary.
Dude, I think that one scene, that's what I walked away from the first screening. That scene that you were talking about, they were in a plane before the action scene, before the...
Whoa! Watch out! Hey, Gabriel, over here! Arnold, I'm over here. I'll be back. Oh, I'm over there.
I'll be back.
I'm over there.
I'm old.
Oh, I'm everywhere.
I'm old.
That was the scene.
I'll be back.
Did you notice that Arnold's performance as a machine in this one wasn't very robotic?
It wasn't supposed to be.
Okay.
Because he'd spent all those years
As a human.
from '98. Yeah.
Okay.
Just like, you know.
So, can I say my one last thing that bothered me?
Okay,
And then
go
we'll
ahead,
talk
go
completely
ahead,
about it.
yeah,
So
yeah.
just so I'm
Go
done.
ahead. Go ahead.
The last thing that bothered me, and this is where we're going to have a different conversation.
Well, that works.
Okay? I don't like how Arnold was introduced as... I like that he's an infiltrator, which is what he is. They're infiltrator units, great. But he was a draper. And he became a family man, infiltrating this family, which if you're asking how did they don't.
Yeah.
Apparently it was
Platonic.
yeah, like
Kinda
it was
thing.
okay, and they didn't have any sort of sexual relation
Yeah.
whatsoever. But there was a kid involved. He's a draper, and he's been trying to help Sarah Connor. But this is the Terminator that killed John.
Yes, from the
So
beginning.
it
Yes,
sparked Sarah's character to continue the revenge from part 1 and
Yeah.
2, which was great.
Yes.
But I just I don't like that humor shit. I don't like, it kills the
I
mood
know,
for me,
I know,
man.
I know.
It just kills it.
I
It
know.
completely ruins it for me. And when he was fighting though, it was great.
Yeah.
Seeing his battle damage
Yeah.
was awesome.
Yeah, man.
I wanted more of that. I don't want T2. I'm not
I know, we don't.
I don't
yeah,
want.
yeah.
We don't want T2.
No, we
I
don't.
want. Just give me more of more fighting, more Arnold, more. Anyways, that for me is what. That's for me. It stood out, and it was. It just what that signified was the end. But the way for me Arnold was introduced, I feel like they could have done a better way of doing it. Like I just felt like. He looked great.
Yeah, he did.
He looked great.
Yeah, man.
They accepted his age finally.
Yeah.
He had the gray hair. He had the gray beard.
beard,
It
oh,
didn't look
man.
like he was painted. It didn't look
Yeah.
like they put plugs in his head. He looked great.
Mm-hmm.
But that scene where he was a human, I didn't feel a Terminator. I felt a human, which I guess what they wanted.
Yeah, that's
But
what
to
they
me,
wanted.
it's not what I wanted.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is that for me was a weak point.
Yes.
If this is the ending of him, I think they could have ended with. I think they could have ended it more dramatic.
Mm-hmm.
The way they killed him, the way they killed him off, it just felt like he's just dying with the red man. I wanted him to have his own way, like a memorable scene for just a tribute
Yeah,
to
I
him.
see. Yeah, yeah.
That's it. That was my negatives, guys. That was my negatives. Again, I still gave the movie a 7 to 7.5 rating. You heard my reasons. You know my reasons. Maybe you agree with me. Maybe you don't agree with me. Now on to the interesting conversation with a man who actually knows this shit inside out. All right, man. The floor is yours.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
That's 4.
Our boom mic. Don't peak too loud because it's picking it up.
Yeah. I'll go over like some. I'll glance over the good because I don't think I talked too much about the good. I really loved just the little devices. I could tell everything that James contributed, even as little as it was or whatever. I know his style. It's very simplistic, but it's brilliant. Right? That's what he does. Even when he writes himself into a corner, so to speak, like with T1, it's just me and him. And that's it. No one else goes through, right? Oh, look. Yeah, they sent 2 more for T2.
Yeah.
He doesn't let himself be limited. And that's why this next thing, that first scene, I know. He said, look, they sent a couple more out. And they're kind of just chilling, looking for him for all those years. And then this one catches up and gets him.
Yeah.
I loved that.
Yeah, it's simple.
That's what we need more of. Now, the man, James Cameron, he's done with the story. Okay? I'm not asking for him to be in the chair. Because he was done at T2. He stated that from 2001 and the early 2000s, whatever, late 90s, when they were developing T3. When they were begging him. Arnold begged him. He's like, dude, come back. I'm going back. Come back. No, nothing doing. So I respect James for that. He knows when to leave well enough alone.
Yeah.
But I got so excited because I'm like, man, I wish they just did that scene for 2 hours. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We don't even... Guys, I wanted... Gabe, brother, this is another guy who said this to me. I wouldn't mind seeing Arnold as the bad guy again.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying. I was just saying it really sparked my interest, my imagination, the feeling. That felt like I could literally watch that right after watching T2, and I'm fine about it.
So would you say this movie
Doesn't
T3?
bother me. I'm like, that felt like a piece from T3.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So could we say...
And that's the closest I'm ever going to get. Okay? That's what I mean. Okay? I'm not saying the movie's garbage, but that scene really... I don't know if it being in there... I know what they wanted to do. They wanted to get your attention. But in my case...
Also,
it really stains the movie because it's like all I'm thinking about is that one scene. It's been 3 days, guys. 4 days. That's all I've been thinking about is that scene. And what could have been. Yeah. How they could have used the effects. Dude, you know what? It might have cost less to do the movie in my head. Think about it. With all that high budget frenetic crap with all that stuff. Like, we're talking just a couple car chases. I'm not downplaying what a Terminator movie is, but really look at it. It's pretty, you know, like there was only 25 CGI shots in T2. There wasn't many in there, man.
Yeah, but didn't you say CG is cheaper than prosthetics?
Now?
Yeah.
Yeah, but dude, if you take it down and the money goes into the de-aging, because they did it for Captain Marvel, they did Sam Jackson 25 years, the whole 2 hours.
Oh, isn't Gemini Man?
Gemini Man.
Clone
I haven't
with
seen
him,
it
de-aged.
yet. De-aged, the whole movie. Yeah. Like, we can do it. Why is this age factor, even with Linda Hamilton, let's say in this case, Arnold and Linda Hamilton, why are we talking about it still? Make them younger. You have a good idea? Make them younger. Yeah. Who f***ing cares about young actors? Yeah, let's hire them to do this and this. This is Terminator, guys. This should have been done like... This is the real T3. Let's put everything we got into it. And if it fails, it fails. But at least we go out and we made a movie that stands next to those other ones for real. Not that almost kinda sits next to it.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? That's what that scene, while I love it, I also hate it.
Poisoned you. It poisoned the rest of the movie.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because that scene
pisses me off.
Because that scene,
like,
you know why? Because that scene truly connected to.
Yes.
It connected the empty years to 2.
I felt it, man. I'm like, and it was like, as the steel tone when he walks in the background, and you hear that, and you're like, what the hell is happening here? And you're like, it's him as a bad guy.
Yeah. See,
I'm like, oh my god, like,
see it. But you have to understand something. It connected to, but with their idea of moving past it, it did a good job connecting the next story.
Oh, it did.
It did a good job bringing Linda Hamilton into the forefront.
Yes.
So, I mean, you should enjoy it and appreciate it. Should it have been longer? Yes. Should we have more of it? Yes. Mm-hmm. But it had to be there. It wasn't... you could not have started that movie any better way.
If you're sitting in that writer's room, you had to start it that way.
Yeah.
There was no other way to proceed forward.
Exactly.
Unless you're making this fake T3 movie in my head.
Exactly.
That was the only way you could proceed with another storyline. And that's how I know James provided it. Yeah. Because he can always find a way out. God bless you. I don't know how you do that sometimes. I mean, I do and I don't. Yeah. And I love you for it. You know what I mean? He says in the one previous, they sent 2 more Terminators. The one previous to that, it's only me and him. And Kyle Reese is saying, it's me and Arnold. And that's it. No, it's never just that's it.
You know the best...
James has an imagination.
Dude,
me and you always talk about imagination.
You know the best...
Oh my God.
The best art is the simple art, which is also the hardest art.
Yes.
So, James, we throw the word simple around as if it's simple.
Not to downplay you and what you do at all.
The word simple is not simple.
No, it's not.
You're also forgetting, Al, he invented this whole thing.
Yeah, he did.
He can easily figure this shit out. That's why he should still own the rights and say
They're reverting back.
stop
in
doing it.
2020. They're reverting back to him and Galen Hurd.
The damage is done.
Oh, the damage is done. Yeah.
So
unless he literally says
I'm directing it.
Either writes a script. You know how he did for for Alita, guys.
Yeah.
Watch Alita.
Yeah.
We're gonna do some coverage on that, but watch Alita: Battle Angel, written by James Cameron and freaking directed by Robert Rodriguez. Masterpiece.
Yeah.
End of story. I don't care about how Captain Marvel stole its thunder.
And nobody talks about it.
Nobody talked about
talks
Alita, Battle Angel. Everybody talked about Captain Marvel with all that political pushing of the political interests. Get the fuck out of here. Alita, Battle Angel, that's a real female heroine.
And she's all CG.
Yes. And it looks great.
So, talking about Terminator.
But yeah, like, unless he gets in there and says he puts his own money in. Because Lightstorm didn't have their name on this. His company didn't have their name on Dark Fate. So unless he says, alright, I really care about this. Arnold, Linda, you know what I mean?
Let me fix this.
This is very unlikely. This has to be a thing of passion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he has to have something down. He's not going to direct. But if he has a script, maybe we can find somebody to direct it. But the script has to be followed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think the damage is done. This is literally, like that article I said, it self-terminates. It killed itself. You know, it's too far gone. It's too far now. Again, it would have to be a project of passion. You know, I can't think of an example right now because we're 6 films in, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Like, how many times are you gonna fuck up? A false start. How many? Like,
Until one grabs.
well, dude, like I said, for me, Arnold is the Terminator.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we don't have 30 years.
No.
Okay?
Obviously.
You know, God bless
Oh,
the
I know
man,
what
but
you mean.
he's getting up in years.
I know what you mean.
You know, now, CGM, when he's passed away, it doesn't matter, CGM. I don't think it should have gotten to that point.
No.
I think we should have just, even in Genesis's point, you know what I mean? What are these people thinking with writing this garbage? You know? Like, do it right. We have the technology, but we don't have the brains, the imagination. Like, it was really nice to see that Arnold was respected in that he looked super cool. Know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He looked great. He didn't look like a joke.
No.
He looked badass.
Yeah, Arnold looked fantastic, man.
And so did Linda Hamilton. She looked badass.
Yeah.
Looking cool. That's part of action. Yeah, they looked great. The acting was great on their part. Mackenzie Davis, again, great job. Looked cool. Acted pretty, other than the stupid disrespecting Linda Hamilton. I didn't like that. I thought that was stupid. And it was clever the way they kind of moved it forward. And Gabriel Luna, wow, you know, great job. I think if they simplified some of those last set pieces, meaning the action scenes, that plain garbage, I didn't need that garbage. You know what I mean? Like once they got to what is that, a dam? Like that area, that center that they.
See, I forgot about all those scenes in my head.
Like because it's kind of becomes a wash.
Yeah.
Right. So, but I liked the way it ended. That last scene, I thought it was pretty cool. But like you said, I agree with you. Like, it should have been a little more sentimental,
a little
and epic.
Yeah, a little more tribute to him going
little
away.
more.
Not like, like even Linda Hamilton with her dialogue. Die, you metal motherfucker! I love it. Like, I like that stuff because that's her. She hates machines, and she still maintained it.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you put Linda Hamilton's existing character beside Natalie Reyes?
I know.
You just can't. It doesn't work.
It didn't feel good.
No, it just felt like
good.
It's like, Natalie, maybe you should watch her because this is what you gotta be.
Yeah.
So let's say they use her 6 years from now, Natalie Reyes as Sarah Connor or something.
Yeah.
I'll hope in 6 years she can nail what Linda Hamilton did when she only made the 2 movies 30, 40 years ago, and she still was able to maintain that look and able to like come back as if she just took a break of last week.
Yeah.
So, guys, I can say this is maybe our conclusion.
No, wait, I'm not done.
Okay, he's not done.
Okay, so that was like the good, almost the bad.
You're not gonna like what I'm about to say next. I couldn't take or left Arnold. That scene.
Oh, fuck you!
This intro-
Fuck you, man! Fuck off!
All right, episode's
How
done.
many gunshots are gonna go off?
Okay, it took a long time for him to show up.
Yeah.
Okay, when he showed up, after his little intro of the why he's there, I didn't like that. I found that boring. I don't care that he's a draper, dude. I don't care. I found it interesting.
You never like little laughs like that.
No,
You
I
hate
don't.
it.
I don't.
It's a symbol.
No, but I feel like they're insulting him.
I know. It's like.
I don't like that.
It's like a modern humor thing.
I don't like
that It's a reflex for you. and
Terminator
I
Genesis.
kinda have that
I'm
too.
old, but not obsolete. Like,
Old.
I don't want to hear that.
So, yeah, I just think the 5 writers and the inconsistencies in the rhythm and just some wonky dialogue, wonky effects. You can't have those moments in a Terminator film, and that's why it's.
And it didn't open
it's
that
a
way.
6.
It opened up very well. That movie
It was
started.
tight. Oh, it was
that
tight.
movie started really
Dude,
good.
Nice. They had remember the original the T-800s in the
Yeah.
war scene. Oh my God, they looked insanely real. And you know what? That's another thing, a bad thing, because they're going forward. The Terminator isn't the Terminator anymore.
Yeah.
It's the Rev 9 or whatever Rev means.
Legion, whatever
it's
Legion is.
Legion. It's not Skynet. Why do we need to call it something different?
Yeah.
Why?
Out with the old.
Cyberdyne systems
in with the new.
and Skynet. That's what Terminator is. Don't change the names.
Out with the old, in with the new.
That's exactly the point. And I say, why God, why? Guys, I think.
So I understand.
I want to just say to that we love Salvation.
Oh, I love them.
Yes.
I like it more than part 1.
Yeah, he does. Just a little silence for that.
Just like you like Aliens 2 over Alien.
Oh,
You're an idiot.
hello? Oh,
They're
yeah.
not. Oh, that actually hurts. Are you done?
I think so.
Okay, let me ask you.
Oh yeah, we already covered it. We agreed. This Natalia Reyes just missed the mark.
It just.
Whether it was the writing or acting or both.
Yeah.
It's that
It
character.
wasn't her role.
No, that
Grace
character.
could have been her role, and she would have dominated it better.
Whatever it was, that was the weakest link.
Yeah.
And that's what I walked out saying. She's the weakest link.
That's what I walked out saying too.
Not for any reason that she's a woman, this and that, because I love Grace and Linda Hamilton.
I know it has nothing to do with being a woman. It's
You know.
just, it has nothing to do with being
Weak
a woman.
character.
Dude, I don't need to defend anything.
Doesn't matter if it's a man, woman, or Martian.
Yeah.
A weak character is a weak character, right?
Yeah.
Or a machine, or like an alien, or whoever's on screen. If you're a weak character, you're a weak character, guys.
Yeah.
We don't discriminate.
Nope.
Strong character,
They
weak
know
character.
this. But however they drafted you, I don't know what they were looking for.
Yeah.
Maybe you met their eyes. Congratulations. Yeah. But in terms of what it should have been, it didn't meet my quota.
Yeah,
So-
I think that's covered.
So let me ask you this question again.
Yeah.
What do you score it again? Now talking the way you spoke about it.
I'm gonna do a 6.
6? Fair enough. I'm going to keep mine at 7. I'm going to keep mine at 7 because you brought up a lot of points that I forgot about, which took away half a point from me.
Nice.
But I still stand beside that movie. To me was Gabriel Luna's Rev 9.
Yeah, man.
Hands down. Honestly, hands down. If he was not in this movie, I would have been completely just...
If that one scene at the beginning wasn't in this movie, I think it might even be like a 5.5.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Or a 5.
Fair enough.
Actually, never mind. I think that scene, it just that one scene is almost
you're
that
really
entire
caught,
6
you're,
points.
You're really caught up on it.
I am.
But that's
Oh,
okay,
man.
dude. But that's okay. You're allowed to feel however you want. Guys, you're allowed to have your own opinion. If you think we're crazy for what we're saying, hey, by all means, you're allowed to have your opinion. And this is an aftermath, an aftermath about Terminator Dark Fate, guys. If you got nothing left to say,
No, that's it.
okay, guys. So
we can keep going about the other installments, but we can do that another day.
okay, guys. So this concludes our episode of Terminator Dark Fate Aftermath insights and reviews. We gave us our numerical rating, how we felt. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys are still with us. You know, talking with us, talking back to us. Comments in the guys in the comments below.
Yeah.
Drop the store.
The store?
Mention the store.
Oh yeah, right. You can get your hard merch at www.couchhard.ca.
Follow us on Instagram at couchhard. Also follow us on YouTube. Same thing, guys. Couchhard.
Yep.
We are here. We are here for you, and we are here for everything that you need us to be. So, guys, in saying that, thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Have a great night. Have a great morning. Have a great afternoon. To whenever, wherever, and however you're watching. Stay safe and stay hard. Go ahead. Sure. Go.
Couch Oh, it's Eric. Hello?
Hey.
Hey.
What's going on, man?
You know what you should tell him? Tell him to do the subscribe, comment garbage.
Guys, follow us.
Yep.
Subscribe to us.
Right.
Hit the red button.
Right.
Just right there.
Hard.
It's right there. Press it goddamn hard.
Couch hard!